The heart of Carlton really is those local business owners who pour so much of themselves into the food and wine that they create and the experiences that they want to create for visitors to the area. It's definitely more of a hidden gem and a place that people might drive by and be interested in, but not necessarily think of it as the destination itself. But in Carlton, there is just a beautiful scene of exceptional wine and food that's kind of unexpected for how small the area is. And there's so much passion behind it. All of the local business owners are passionate about their crafts and what they do, and they're bringing world-class wine and food to this small town. And they want to share that with people from Pacific Northwest, from Canada, from all over.
So tell me how this kind of first came to Colvita.
Colvita, as an agency, we specialize in hospitality and tourism travel marketing. Those areas are our passion. We really enjoy introducing people to places and marketing them authentically, telling those stories that really draw people to those destinations. And so we already kind of have our finger on the pulse of that destination marketing scene. We wanted to prioritize the user-generated content because that is what drives a lot of numbers, a lot of views and engagement. Seeing that organic, authentic video of someone walking around and giving their own perspective, and it gives people more of that genuine view into the eyes of what a traveler might see when they go into Carlton, showing people what an itinerary might look like. That's how we got connected with Anne Marie, who is PDX Nom Nom on Instagram, and she has a lot of foodie content in the Portland area. She and Lathen, Fusion 5's owner, are both familiar with the Carlton area and, Oregon in particular. They're super passionate about travel and tourism. And so that was really great context for them to have, that they already understood this area and how special it is. They had ideas that they approached us with for what they wanted the content to look like. Our job was more with the logistics and planning. We gave them an itinerary for their first weekend trip, and then they went back a second, and I think even a third time, just to make sure that they had enough content. And we did not have to try and force or tell Fusion 5 to be passionate about this destination. They brought the passion already, and that's what really sparked our interest in this collaboration. And so that shared passion for the story that we're telling and just being aligned there from the very beginning makes a world of difference. And being able to authentically showcase a destination without obviously trying to dress it up or show something that isn't there. We really saw that passion in Lathen and Fusion 5 for just showcasing a destination. And we thought that would be a perfect fit for Carlton because it might be a little underestimated in that area with some of the areas around it that might be more popular tourist destinations. But Carlton doesn't need to be super dressed up. We just wanted to showcase exactly what it looks like and show the passion of those business owners like I had talked about before. And so Lathen, his skills for storytelling and authentic depiction of a destination made it a really good fit. He collaborated with the local business owners and highlighted their passion through those really authentic interviews rather than trying to force a story out of it.
Especially with food and wine being such a big part of Carlton's identity. We brought in Anne Marie, and we actually found her while doing some foodie content research. After finding her page and looking at her content, we realized she was a really organic and natural fit. Her content felt genuine, really high quality. So overall, it really matched Carlton's vibe. And I think one of the many great things that came out of working with Anne Marie was the introduction to Fusion 5. I think that connection really opened up a door to something even bigger. And, once we met with Lathen and the Fusion 5 team, I think that's when the project really started to evolve.
So tell me about this kind of final campaign. What are all the elements that it includes? What are kind of some of the goals? What does that look like as it goes out into the world?
The goal of this was to give visitors or possible future visitors to the area a view of what Carlton looks like, but also the heart behind Carlton. And so what Fusion 5 created for us was an entire brand video. I believe it spans 6 minutes at this point that combines footage from all of these interviews and also the businesses themselves, a lot of beautiful B-roll and drone footage so that people can actually see themselves in Carlton, what the community looks like, because they might have not heard of it before. So first getting that view and then also getting under the surface of the perspective of the business owners, what Carlton is, what it stands for, just that inviting and welcoming sense. From that brand video, we worked on 3 shorter reels together so that we could distribute this video on different platforms. So while the 6-minute brand video gives a full view of Carlton, the 3 reels have more focused topics. And so the first reel was about how the pace of life in Carlton when you visit Carlton just automatically becomes slower and more peaceful. And that was something that a lot of the business owners spoke to automatically because that is just so important for them. And that energy is what you get right when you visit. And so we wanted to capture that in its own video. Just pace of life is slower. You can unplug from the rest of your busy life. You can turn your phone off. There's not the horns and traffic of the city, even though the city is less than an hour away. The second video is focused on the beautiful food and wine scene of Carlton. We could talk about their food and wine for hours because it is just so amazing, so world-class, and they have a big variety as well, and a lot of types of restaurants that you don't necessarily see in the surrounding towns either. And so we dedicated an entire video to that, kind of talking with restaurant owners and people who work at the different wineries there too. And then the third video is about visiting Carlton during the off seasons, because that's super important to the tourism board. They have a pretty busy season during the summertime, but during those shoulder seasons like fall and spring is where they really wanted to drive more tourism and speaking to that like slower pace of life and just kind of getting a break from your day-to-day during those seasons too.
Nice. To hit all kind of the high points and goals that the tourism board really wanted to showcase.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks so much, Carly.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye. Have a great day.
I think that's like the perfect like visit Carlton like background too. Eat well, travel often. That should be their motto.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
That's funny.